It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and I had to do a little bit of digging for this particular beer because there's no ABV on it. This beer was sent to me by Neil Long from Malta. It's an old bottle. You can see the kind of slightly rusty bottle cap on this one. It's an old bottle of Nelson's traditional ale from Farsons Cisk. So if you've been to Malta, you've probably had Cisk lager. If you've drunk the ale there, you know it's Farsons Brewery. So it comes from Farsons Cisk. So the reason I had to do a little bit of digging is 280 millilitres, 285 millilitres there. A nice foil neck. You can see this. It's an old bottle of beer by the label, just by the label. So the OG was 13.5 Plato. I had to go onto some brewer's conversion chart to work out the ABV. So apparently if the OG is 13.5 Plato, then that puts it in at about 5.07% ABV. So about 5.1% ABV this beer come in at. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments box. I'm always here to read your comments and understand if I was right or wrong, or if I was right, thank you. If I was wrong, why was I wrong? Here we go. Whoa, now then, not much in the way of carbonation on the bottle opening, and you can see here you can see it's a bit brown on the inside of that cap. Oh, but it smells okay. I like the aroma of old beer. Oh, this is really old. Oh, blimmin' heck. This must go right back. This could be one of those like 1990s brews. There's only 3 entries on Untapped with this beer, and I'm probably sure that I'm the only one to ever review it on YouTube. Fair play though, there's still a little bit of carbonation. Still a little bit of carbonation in the glass. If you're from Malta, if you know anything about Farsons Cisk, if you know where this beer came from, if you know why they brewed it, was it in a celebration of something, please let me know in the comments box. I'm always into finding out why this beer was brewed in the first place and why it's not brewed anymore. So yeah, you can see the beer. There's not much in the way of sediment in the bottom of the glass. It probably was a deep amber when it was brand new. What happens with beer is that they go black when they get really old. Aroma. It smells okay though. What happens is the foil neck often keeps these beers, because what happens with a bottle cap is that even though a bottle cap is more or less sealed with that kind of rubber piece on the bottom there, it still lets in the smallest amount of air gets leaked into the bottle. So with that foil wrap around the neck, that just helps a little bit more, keeping the beer protected over years and years and years. I often find if I'm drinking a really, really old beer, it's the beers with the foil necks that are best to be drunk. None of them are best to be drunk, but you know, the likelihood is that you can still drink it. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Lovely. Lovely. Quite treacle-like and a little bit licorice-like. still the smallest touch of carbonation pushing the beer around the inside of the mouth, releasing more of that flavour. You get a little bit of roasted malt in here, a little bit of chocolate malt, a little bit of roasted malt in the beer. It's toasty. There's a little bit of sweetness to begin with, a treacle-like flavour coming through, and there's a bitterness, a touch of a bitterness on the back end. I reckon if I tried to drink this beer in, say, another 5 years' time, it would probably be gone. But the fact is here, this beer is still holding on to some of its original kind of, well, what sets this beer apart, the reason why this beer was brewed. Is it a stout? Is it a dark ale? You can pick up that they've used some roasted malt in the beer. So I would probably say dark mild. I would probably say a dark mild ale that was probably brewed for the winter months in Malta. You were never supposed to want to drink this beer, you know, like 6 or 7 bottles of this beer. This beer was brewed as a treat. And it's quite interesting. Thank you very much, Neil Long, for sending me this beer. But the reason why this is quite interesting... Oh, look. Have a look at the bottom of the bottle. You can see all that sediment. It's all gone black. So you can see it was a bottle conditioned beer at one point, but all the yeast has gone black in the bottom of the bottle. But Farsons Brewery, this will be my next review. It's not as if they've stopped producing strong ale. This is a bottle of Farsons Double Red Premium Strong Ale, and this one's coming in at 6.8% ABV. So if you are in Malta and you're looking for a stronger beer, this could very well be it. This could be the beer for you. Right, I am going to rate this one. I'm going to rate it because it's old, but it's still rateable. Like some of the British beers I did from the 1990s, they were unrateable. There was no point in rating them. But this, as old beers go, I could probably rate this. Taking the beer back to brand new, it probably would have been rewinding time. Drinking it fresh, it would probably be about an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.